Make sure to stand till the end. One common mistake and you're going to crash your vehicle, guys. I'm not kidding. After brake replacement, you should always do that. Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair, guys. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you having a BMW X3 X4 generation F25 F26. If you need to remove or replace front brake pads, stay with us. We'll explain, guys, how to do that step by step. Disc rotors, brake pads, everything, guys. That should work on X3 generation from year 2011 all the way to year 2017 and X4 from year 2015 to year 2018. We guys have videos on that channel, on our channel, that explains about brake pulsation, all kind of problems with brakes. Check out, guys, the channel. You will be surprised common mistakes people make when replacing brake pads that can actually destroy your brakes, and your life depends on them. So all that will be covered in this video today. Let's go ahead and start on it now. Before we start, let me just tell you a little bit about us, guys. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. Why we do that? Because our mission in the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need, guys, in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making these absolutely free videos, guys. We're constantly getting new cars here at the garage, working on that BMW now. We got a Dodge Challenger that will be working. We have more than 15 vehicles waiting to be shot, guys, so videos are coming all the time. If you need help with anything, leave a comment below our videos and we'll try to make a video for your problem. That way we can help you, we can help other people with that problem, and we can build a community where we help each other. If you need to buy any parts tools for your car at a really good price and quick shipping, check out the link in the description of the video below. That's where we get all our tool supplies from, guys, and you can save a ton of money. So we have the car lifted, guys. Now if you're on the market for a really good home lift, this is one of the best ones on the market for that price, guys. In my opinion, it's amazing lift that gives you quite a bit of clearance. You can work on your vehicle, you can see it's all the way in the air. Check out the link in the description of the video below where we get ours from, and you can see how much it costs, current price, features, and all that stuff. First we're going to remove the wheel. 17mm socket. We have everything pretty loosened, so we can just go ahead, okay, and remove it. You can see working on the front left side now. Okay, the wheel start dropping because we have a wheel spacer, so we'll grab it, make sure we hold it. Now if your wheel is stuck, we have a special video that explains why a wheel is stuck and how to remove a wheel that is stuck on a car. You need to take care of it because otherwise you may have a hard time removing it being on the road if you have a flat tire or anything like that. So we're going to remove the plate here, the locking plate. We need to go towards the back side. Okay, let's see if we can easily remove it like that. We're going to compress here a little bit. Careful with your eyes. Okay, it came out. Perfect, just like that. You can see these two teeth right here. Okay, careful because we smash the camera right there. These two teeth lock right there. So what do we need to do next? On the back side we have a couple covers that we need to remove. Okay, perfect. One right there, and we have one more on the bottom. Okay, right there. Let me see the screwdriver. Hopefully you can see it, guys, that way. Okay, it fell right there. We have new ones, everything came with a new kit. We're going to put the link in the description of the video below where we got them from, with new seals, new guides, everything, guys. So we're going to get, probably it's pretty big, no, this small. It's either this or the next size Allen wrench. So let's go ahead and see that now. Okay, we have here, okay, let me actually remove that one, it will be in the way. So we need to remove that cable up, and this one is super fragile. Let me see if we can remove it out of here, a little bit out of the way. Alright. Another thing, that brake sensor, you can go ahead and remove it, guys. Okay, out of here. The spring came out. Okay, and that spring, we need to install it in that canal right there. Okay, perfect. Now it can come out of there. We can just tighten a little bit so it can stay. Perfect, let's just get it out of the way now so it's not going anywhere. Here Let's see if that's the Allen wrench. Yep, that's it. So this one specifically, guys, it's 8, I believe. If I can see it, let me see where exactly. 8 millimeter Allen wrench. We're going to place it here. Careful, the brake line is in the back. Go ahead and pre-loosen that one now. Perfect. One's coming out. Okay, that's loose all the way. We're going to the bottom one now. Bottom one is right there now, working on this one. You need to get zip ties or bungee cords because you should never let your brake caliper rest on the brake line, because you can practically, guys, okay, easily break it. So let's go ahead, remove that one, and we will, guys, okay, continue with the next step after that. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to grab that brake caliper, wiggle it. It should come out. Okay, this one is obviously still holding a little bit on one side. Let's see if that's enough. I think it's good. It just stuck to the brakes a little bit, so we'll just go ahead, wiggle it out. Brake pads came out. We're going to remove that part here now that has a spring inside. Okay, and we pull it out. We're going to tie it now for the strut so we don't put any pressure on the brake line because we can severely damage it. So let me show you now. Okay, I'm gonna hold it with one hand. It's pretty heavy brake caliper, so use heavy duty zip ties if you can, guys, or double, triple zip tie sometimes. Perfect. Now we can continue with the next step. Every time you guys replace brake pad, it's always recommended to have the disc rotor replaced, or you remove the disc rotor and you have it resurfaced. What they do, they put it on that special machine that they cut the top layer off of it on both sides. So it's going to remove all the grooves, it's going to make it straight again because it can be a little bit uneven, and that can cause vibrations at higher speeds. If it's glazed too much, that can cause loss of brake, skipping, vibrations, multiple things. So it's recommended to replace the brake disc rotor every time or have it resurfaced if it meets the minimum thickness. This one is 26.4 millimeters, and ours, guys, if we check it now, okay, let me show you. We had our resurfaced. You can see how clean it is. We had ours resurfaced not too long ago because we had to do it 29.2. So it meets the specs. We had vibration at higher speed because of our wrapped rotor, so we had it resurfaced less than 5,000 miles ago. So we're getting new parts now, so that will be the only reason why we're not resurfacing now. But always either replace it or resurface it and use only high quality parts. If you need to replace the disc rotor, what we're going to do right here, we're going to go on the back and we're going to go ahead and remove these two bolts to remove the bracket here. So we're ready to go ahead. What we have here now, 16 millimeter, guys. We're going to go ahead and remove the two bolts now. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's see how tight that could be. Pretty tight. It got a little bit loose now. Let's check that side now. Okay, we've pre-loosened them. Now we can go ahead and remove the bolts, guys. Let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. One is out. Let me hold it for the second one. It's recommended, guys, these bolts, okay, need to be replaced every time you remove them. So you need to buy new bolts, okay, and replace them with new ones. So the rotor itself now, right here, let's show you a trick first. You need to find an Allen wrench that fits right here. This is probably most likely a 6 millimeter. Let's see if it's a 6. And we're going to get a hammer in 1 second. Okay, let me find one quick. So in our case it's a 6mm, you can see right here now. Guys, right here you can see sometimes if you try to remove them they can strip, so they can be really corroded because they're exposed to a lot of heat, cooling down heat, moisture. Brakes goes through everything, build up brake dust and all kind of things. You can see all the bolts that we removed, they have a tremendous amount of rust, and we live in a very dry state, in a state that has almost zero snow as well, guys, but you will still have rust in this bolt. So you get your Allen wrench, okay, you get a hammer and you're going to tap on it a few times really hard, okay. What's that going to do? That's going to break the rust loose. If it doesn't go easy after that, you need to tap on it more. Let's check it out now. We should have done that before. Okay, we removed the brake pads, but ours came loose. Let us show you now on the inside. We removed the bolt. This bolt is supposed to be replaced every time. Check out the amount of rust that we had here, right? It's tremendous, guys, and most people, okay, will screw them up or they will snap and you have a really hard time removing it later. So now you're practically ready to remove the disc rotor. You can see just like that, piece of cake. So next step, we're going to cut the brake rotor. We had it tight here so we don't put any pressure on the brake line, right guys? Because otherwise if you keep putting pressure on the brake line you can damage it. Perfect, we're going to situate it here on a bucket, that way it's not hanging on the brake line as well. And we're going to explain how to compress it now. It's recommended, guys, to always clean. You can use brake cleaner here or wipe the dust off the seal. Wipe it really good, okay, because if you have dust, dirt, let's say rocks, anything like that stuck inside, when you compress that piston, all that stuff is going to go under the seal and it can cause leaks later. We're going to go ahead, open the hood, okay, that's step number 2. We're going to go ahead, open the hood, okay, let me see if I can do it with one hand. Okay, perfect. You're going to inspect, guys, okay, your brake level. You need to make sure that your brakes, okay, let me see now where exactly the cover is here, okay, but I can see it. I can see the brake level from here. Make sure that it doesn't, guys, actually overfill. In some cases it's recommended to even remove the cap, okay, so the brake fluid can come up and air can come out, okay, out of the system as well. So this one, okay, let's see, here it just attaches, okay, with a clip right there. That's the only clip that we have here. Let me see if we have anything else somewhere else that will prevent it from coming out. So you can see I open it just like that. Now we will see the brake level, okay, right here, and we can always inspect it as well. Now right here, okay, level is good. What we're going to do now, guys, okay, we're going to come down here and we're going to compress it. So we need to find a fitting, okay. If you need to buy the tools, they're very inexpensive, they're very affordable. We'll put the link in the description of the video below. They're amazing, guys, and we're going to find a fitting that fits there perfectly, just like that. Now we're going to get, okay, we're going to get a plate. We're going to get the left hand side too. This one specifically in most cases does not matter for the front brakes, mostly for the rear brakes, the way it turns, because often the rear brakes will be the one that is like a spiral. So what you will need to do, okay, you will need to kind of like screw the piston in. This one, it just presses in. So we're going to go ahead, get the plate out of it now. That's what we're doing now. Okay, perfect. And now we need to align everything really good. Everything's wiped, and we're going to start compressing it. Check this thing out. We're just turning by hand here, and by doing that, it's compressing the piston. Okay, let me inspect the level on top. Okay, and we'll continue. Okay, because if it was for service, sometimes at service they can add a little bit of oil if they see it's low. So we keep compressing now. Let's do that. Keep doing that. Okay, perfect. and you can see you go without going too hard until it's practically done. Now we need to unscrew it. You can see comes out. The piston caliper is compressed now. It is very important how you grease your brake pads so you don't have noisy brakes, so everything functions correctly as well. Right here you can see where the caliper contacts the brake pad. Let me grab the old brake pad. You can see right here. We will need to clean the caliper on the inside to make sure it doesn't have dirt, dust, sand. So right here we're going to clean this area. We're going to clean the piston here as well. We'll get rubbing alcohol and we're going to go ahead and just wipe it, okay? To make sure we don't have absolutely zero contamination, dust, dirt, build up, anything like that. Now, this is the bracket. You can see where the brake pads used to contact here as well. Here you need to wipe, guys, here correctly. Everything, if you have rust, you might just get very fine sandpaper and kind of like sand it off too a little bit. Careful, because our rack here just fell apart and we don't want anything being stuck there. So let's get on the white, on the clean dry side and wipe things again. Perfect, just like that. We're going to get the new brake pads. Now, this is, guys, the grease that we have. We're going to put where you can get really good brake grease from for a good price, quick shipping. We recommend we use the one that's the ceramic silicone. Okay, right here. This is amazing stuff. We're going to remove, we're going to remove here the guides. Okay, these guides. It's recommended to replace them. Even it's recommended to replace them every time you install brakes. For some cars that it's not recommended, you can reuse them if they're in good condition, but always check for that. If you want, if your kit comes, guys, with new new guide seals here, you can replace them as well. You can see we're going to clean ours, but it's recommended to replace them, remember, every time. Now we're going to inspect them, make sure we don't have any grooves, any wear, anything like that. So let me look at it. Okay, drag my finger. I don't see any, guys, any wear and tear on it. It just being discolored practically. But always replace them. Do not quote us on that, guys. Always use new brake pads. Consider this entertaining video, not a how-to video, guys, because some vehicles will differ, some procedures will differ as well. Perfect. We're going to go ahead. We can clean those here as well. Make sure they're clean on the inside. Everything looks clean looking at it. Okay, you can wipe them. Those look good. Now we're going to get brake grease. This is, guys, the brake grease. And we're going to apply, you need to apply very thin amounts. Make sure your hands are clean, and I'll recommend to use gloves. We're going to apply very thin amount. Okay, and here you can see on the back it even explains where it needs to be, on the guides, on the bolts, on the pads, where you need to apply the contacting points. Practically, we're getting one of the guides now. So we're going to apply a thin amount. Okay, let's see if we actually made a hole. Oh, no. Okay, brake grease coming. Very thin amount. Don't leave big blobs because dust and dirt will start building up. Okay, thin amount. Push it in. Okay, it moves so much easier compared to what it used to be. We're going to apply to the second one now. Maybe a little bit more on this one. Let's see. Perfect. Yep, like that one. Let's go ahead, install that one now too. Okay, perfect. Moves like new. So now you can apply on the brake pad itself, or we can apply a little bit on the caliper where it's going to contact the brake pad. So we're going to apply a thin amount right there on the inside, very thin amount. We're going to apply very thin amount on the piston. You can see where it used to contact the old brake pad, right here. Just crazy how many contacting points you have that most people do not think about. So let's just apply a thin amount there. That will make your brakes work good. They will be quiet, and then you will not have noise. And we're going to apply, guys, here we can apply either to the brakes. You can see now where they will be moving. This one will be in the air, so the only moving points will be right here practically, but you can apply a little bit, okay, on the sides too. So let's do these 4 spots, and we can actually do a little bit here on the side, okay, and kind of like you wipe your finger and almost you don't have any build up, anything like that, because later you will collect dust and dirt there as well. Perfect. So every contacting point you need to apply it. And now if I put the brakes, okay, wow, that moves so much easy, guys. Perfect. That's great. So let's continue now, okay, with the next step. So now what we're going to do, guys, next, make sure the caliper is not hanging. We have it here, okay, but if it falls it can damage the brake line. So what we're going to do, we're going to install our rotor. Now it needs to come to a special place, okay. So we're going to get, you're supposed to get a new bolt every time, remember, new rotors or the rotors resurfaced, right? That should be followed every time. You can get a wire brush or a very fine sandpaper and clean the rest off, so your wheel will actually contact correctly here, it will lay correctly and you will not get stuck. So next time you can easily remove it if you need to, because otherwise it can get stuck and you may have a really hard time removing it. Torque specs, okay, we have a special video about torque specs on BMW, so check it out, okay, on BMW X3 X4 torque specs. It will talk about the different years, different torque specs, because every year model, different, okay, horsepower can affect that as well, so you need to verify that. Now we're going to get the mount right here and we're going to continue. Right here we're going to get it and we're going to install the bolts. Remember, it's recommended to install new bolts where the knuckle and the brake mount connect. So these 2 bolts that we're installing now, they should be replaced with new ones, always. And the pins should be replaced with new ones as well. So we're going to go ahead, do that now. Perfect. We'll get them tight by hand, and again the torque specs will be on our channel that will talk more about that. That's a little impact. It's not so much power, but it's enough just so we don't have to spin it by hand. Then we're going to retorque them. Okay, perfect. So we have our torque wrench set now. Okay, let's go ahead. No, we don't pull on the plate now. Let's turn the steering wheel a little bit to the right. Let's see if we can turn the steering wheel more to the right so we have more room. I'm going to move the bucket a little bit out of the way here, the caliper not to fall, because we'll have, okay, we will have, guys, pressure on the lines. So let's see now. One is done, now another one. Okay, ready, we can continue now, okay, with the next step. Next, we're going to install the pads, brake pads, will be the next thing. This one will go on the caliper, okay, the inner part, the spring, you just push it in. It will be really tight because it's new pad too. Perfect, stays there. The other pad needs to go now on there. Okay, just like that. Great. So now 1 second. We guys need to apply, okay, we need to see the grease. We need to apply a little bit more grease, a little bit to the outside, because the new pad contacts, okay, check this thing out. New area right here. Okay, that it didn't contact before, so we need to go ahead actually and apply a little bit of grease there. Okay, perfect. That way, okay, we can assure that everything will work correctly. That's awesome. Now we can get the new part, we can put it on, and you can see that's it. It is where it's supposed to be. Now we're going to get the other part, put it over, and I'm going to get the two on the back. Okay, let's see now if it's in. Okay, this is the wrong two. I need to get the other one. And okay, let's see if everything's aligning correctly. So we're going to go ahead. Okay, let's see if we can start them by hand now. Okay, see if I can just get the bolt started here, that guide bolt. Okay, one started by hand, now working on the second one now, guys. This one started too. We're going to get the torque wrench set and then we'll continue. So we have the torque wrench set now. Once we hear the click, we stop immediately. Perfect, that's it. Now one more on the bottom side. Let's do that as well. Perfect, that's it, guys. You can see. Let's retorque the other one more time. Recheck all of them, guys. Okay, all of them, all of your bolts, these two, and check the two that are the bracket towards the steering knuckle. The other big bolts that we got tight. Now we need to install, guys, the covers on the back, so dust and dirt doesn't go in. Perfect. And we'll explain about one more thing that you need to do before you finish the brakes. Make sure you stand till the end, otherwise, guys, you can get in a serious accident. So we're going to apply now. Okay, let's go ahead. You can see you have play. That play, if you apply the brake, if you get in the car and put it in drive or reverse and you press the brakes, the first few times you press the brakes, you will have no brakes because the piston needs to come out. So we'll go inside and we'll pump the brake pedal, okay, a few times. So stay with us and we'll explain about that. We're going to apply the spring here now. Perfect, it just went in. Okay, just like that. Next step will be, guys, we'll need to install, okay, the brake pad wear sensor will need to be installed. Okay, let me see where exactly it was. Okay, so we need to position it correctly. Okay, I think it goes right there. Perfect. And it's going to come right here. This part needs to be facing the disc. It's recommended to get a new sensor every time you replace the pad, so just push it in. Okay, and that should be enough room. Yep, perfect. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to pump the brake pedal. Just go ahead, pump it, guys. And when we start pumping, okay, you're going to see that that caliper will start coming out. Okay, perfect. And now you gotta make sure that you have good brakes when you press the pedal. Hold the pedal and make sure that you cannot, okay, that the disc doesn't turn. And we have a video how to, you don't need to put it in neutral or anything like that. You can just go ahead and do it that way. You can see, but ours, guys, is turning now. So if we apply the brake, let's hold the brake, see if I can turn it. I shouldn't be able to, guys. Right? Nope, impossible. So you can see that's how you guys replace the brake pads. Hopefully, guys, the video will be helpful to any of you needing help with that. If you have any more questions, let us know. Thank you for watching and see you next time.